Hi, everyone. Just going to hang out and wait for Anne to finish, if she is. And I hope you guys are all good. Chat if you can hear me, because I can't tell. So yay! Hey, can you guys hear me? Hi, Jean. Hi, Renee. Joyce. T Friday. Lori. Peggy. Early girl. I love that. Michelle. Teresa. Sharon. Hi, you guys. So many of you. Thank you for joining. Artsy Wannabe. Nancy. Deb. Mina. Cindy. Wow. Hey, Kristen. Teresa. Card Chick. Suzanne. Denise. Painty Girl. Hey, Cheryl. Hi, Sandra. Hi, J Flo. You guys pipe in there. Hi, Beth. Hi, Arlene. Hi, Dorinda. How are you? Belinda. Nash. Nice. I heard you're from Egypt. I think that's so cool. Hi, Holly. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Sharon. So I miss you guys too. So put in the chat where you guys are from. Hi, JL. Hi, Kendra. How are you, Mama? Hi, Violet. I know. Today was really fun. I watched the morning one, but it was early for me. Hi, Mary Lou. You guys piping? Hi, Lolly. Hey, Elle. Elle, I always love watching you. If you guys haven't gone over and subscribed to Never Hopeless by Elizabeth, go do it. She does some of the best. I love watching her art journal. Okay, so let's see where everybody's from. Indiana, Michigan, Florida, South Florida, Virginia, San Diego. Hi, Aunt Beck. Hi, Norma. Charleston, Alabama, North Carolina. Hi, Scrap Chick. New Mexico. Hi, Kimberly. Oklahoma, Georgia. Hi, Kathy Berg. Oh, I loved yours, Kathy. It was amazing. Your art room. Oh, forget it. You guys got to go over and watch Kathy's. Hi, Mary. Hi, Donna. Chicago. Awesome. Arizona, Kentucky, more Oklahoma, Maine, Virginia Beach. You guys are from everywhere. Wisconsin. Nice. Well, Virgin Islands. Wow, Lolly. So you live kind of like me. Maryland, Canada. Awesome. For Iowa. Rhode Island, Egypt. Egypt is awesome. I've been to Egypt. I went to Egypt once. You're from Oahu, but you live in Virginia? Oh, that's so fun. You know what's so funny is that my father-in-law lives in Virginia and unfortunately is starting to have the early, and probably more than early signs of dementia. And it's been a conversation to have whether we would go. And I said, I don't know if I could do the cold weather. From the UK. Well, hi, you guys. I don't know how, after seeing everybody's organization, you guys, I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. Hi, Mare. I'm totally hi, Bet. I miss you, girl. Hi, Candy. Hi, Sherry. And if I didn't say hi to you, I'm sorry. Hey, Laura, you were great. You were so great. Sharon, you're from Oregon. Awesome. Azure, you're from North Central Florida. You guys, like, AKA the woods. Oh gosh, that's so funny. So today was amazing. I really learned a lot, and I'm a little jelly, I have to say. Did you guys see Kathy's art room? Oh gosh. Okay. You guys, I've moved my craft room around so many times. Right now I'm crafting in a very small corner in my bedroom because my kids are all here. But I have to say, seeing Anne's crafty space, that is so amazing. Anne's crafty space is amazing too. I've always wanted one of those, but it's just, yeah, it's a dream, right? It's a dream. Well, I'm going to show you guys a little bit. I'm kind of like Laura, fly by the seat of my pants, intuitive, whatever, going with the flow. But when this organization thing came up, what came up for me was, you guys know, I had that crazy job before COVID and I was always working. And so I had no time to craft. So for me, hi, Linda, girl, I love you. Miss you, girl. You didn't make it. Devin, don't worry. It was really early this morning for me when I watched. It was super early. I think like 3 a.m. or something. Hi, Desert Nana. So I was forced. So what happened was I had this crazy job prior to COVID, and it was almost like a year that I hardly could craft because I was working these ridiculous, crazy hours. But I was missing crafting. So my little organization, and for those of you that don't know me, I am like a trash crafter. I like to craft with trash, what other people would deem recyclable. So, and I was working the job I worked. I managed a gallery in the Ritz-Carlton in Kapalua. So it was like kind of fancy schmancy. And so like carrying my bag of, crafting trash with me was probably not the optimal, so, and I love to work and do just some simple collage or glue book, whatever you want to call it, intuitive art and I like to do them in recycled books, upcycled books. So I have many enormous binders filled with collage fodder. And I was carrying a lot of collage fodder with me. And I just had it in those sleeves. Well, one day, and it rains really a lot up where I was working. Well, one day I'm running, carrying my stuff, and I drop it, and I drop one of my big, huge binders, and some of the stuff spilled out. And I was just so like, how long it takes you to fussy cut and collect your collage stuff. So this is my answer to crafting on the go, or crafting on your lunch minute, or whenever you can get it. So this is what I would take with me. And you guys realize I'm all about the thrift, right? So here's my scissors. Here's these are just sandwich bags that I put masking tape on and punched holes in. And, my glue sticks, a couple of Sharpies, and this is it. This is what made it great was that I could just take the baggie. If I wanted to just take one of the baggies with me, I could do it. I could take all of it or a little bit of it. I could drag this with me to work or wherever, or even like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I like to fussy cut sitting on the couch. So I'm spending time with my kids while they're doing whatever. And this gave me the opportunity, instead of lugging around and having things fall out, and I know that it's not pretty, okay? It's not beautiful, but it's utilitarian. So you can just take it out, and it's so simple, you guys. I just used a regular hole punch, which I thought I had on my desk, but oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so I just used a regular hole punch and masking tape, and that was it. And you don't need the masking tape, but I just did it so I wouldn't break it and pull them out. I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but when we were talking about topics, I was thinking, well, this is something that came in handy. It was out of necessity. And so I know it's not beautiful, but you have it there. And I, put some of my painting papers, book pages, and I did keep some of my protectors in here, page protectors. But these have those, reverse collage, or what do you call it? Masking tape collage, masking tape transfers. So those don't fall out because they're kind of still sticky on the edges, and you can stick them in, and then use them in your book, right? So those I did keep in here, but that's one of my, this is my, like, when you're pulling your jelly plate and you have those tapes, you want to clean your jelly plate really well, and they don't come out because the edges are still sticky. Just don't wet the total edge. So this was my carry along, to my job. I also used to carry I don't have it in here, a small lunch box, like a children's lunch box, and just put some pencils and stuff in it. Thank you guys. I've missed you guys so much. So that's one of my ideas. I don't have a ton of them to share, but I'd love to just craft with you a little bit too. The other thing I enjoy doing, and I've done it in a lot of different books, is I make a pocket in the back of whatever book I'm going to work in. Like this book that I love this book. I don't know why. I've been working in it for a couple of years now, I think. And I make that accordion pocket out of that. And I thought I'd do that with you too. And then you can just, it's just filled with stuff that I want to put in this book, right? So, and maybe I use it and maybe I don't, The only thing is, it's limiting in size. You can only put what can fit in the book. So that's one. And then I also made that same pocket in this. I did this scavenger hunt with Janet. When did we do this? Like 2 years ago or 3 years ago? And I know she does one every year, but I did this one with her. And in the back, it also has that same accordion pocket, right? It has with all the bits in it. Oh, you're sweet, Teresa. You guys, some of those, I have craft room envy. I'm not going to lie. You guys have some amazing craft rooms. I have a craft tiny space. So this is one that I started making. I like this size book because I can put it in my purse. This one is the Bridges of Madison County. And, I like those 1 minute money managers too. So, I got this free and from the free, whatever they do at our library. So I was going to make one of those pockets with you. So the first thing you do is you decide, like, I'd already done this side. Through trial and error of making these pockets so many times, I will tell you, the pages that come directly from the book are the ones that work out, whether you do this with a magazine or whether you do it with, and you can do this with anything. I've done them with every possible thing. The pages that come directly from the book you're using or wanting to use work the best because they fit and you don't have to cut them. So what I usually do is I usually tear out, I don't know, 2 or 3, depending on how big you want your pocket, pages in between where my next pocket is going to be, right? So this will be a double pocket. Here's a single. And then I just fold it in half and you can use any glue stick. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get it wet. So you don't have to use your Uhu. You could use I have some cheap glue. Yeah, I have it right here. I won't say that this particular Amazon glue works great on everything, but it's fine for a glue book if you're not going to put any medium over it. And I think they're like, I don't know. They're so inexpensive. They're, dirt cheap. So, and then you just glue it in half. So tell me what's going on in your world. I want to hear what you guys are up to. Guys, this pandemic has yeah. So my youngest, you guys know I have 3 daughters, right? Ranging in various ages from 28 to 13, soon to be 14. And we just found out the state of Hawaii is just going to do remote learning, which can I tell you is a really big relief. So I just glue one side and then, do your it's like your I guess depending upon how you could glue 2 pages together if you wanted to have your gussets or your accordion part be bigger than what I'm doing. So that's it. M or W, right? So I'm going to glue 3 pages together on the opposite side because I'm going to put my accordion for the next page there. So we have been out of school since March, I think, was when we all started quarantining. And so can I tell you, I have such a great respect for all of you that homeschool your children. It has been a challenge for me, a real challenge, not because it's I have to teach myself the math, the day or 2 or 3 before. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't think of myself as being dumb, but I have to tell you, the new math makes me feel dumb. Oh my gosh. We barely made it through the 7th grade. Okay. So thank goodness. I'm really lucky that my older kids happen to be around because otherwise I don't know. Cause I was I don't even remember how to do this, guys. Yeah, it's been a long time. So we have homeschooled that. And then we had quarantine camp. You guys, we had quarantine camp. Crazy, right? Quarantine camp. We were we had live streaming camp every day, Zoom camp. So because my little one, and some of it was outside, they had to do stuff outside, in a yard or whatever. So she was using my laptop. So I'm telling you, I've had literally no time to do any make very few videos. And then we found out yesterday that school is going to be online again. Like, so, yep, we're rolling in the school thing right now. So that's what's going on in my world, you know. But if I look at, what am I looking up on YouTube? Your old school's going back to the classroom, only in Florida. Well, you know, they decided we were doing really well here, like as far as COVID rates go. And we really thought we were going to be going back to school. But then, I don't know, they had a big outbreak of it on Oahu. And right before they had, I live on a different island, I live on the island of Maui, but right before they had the big breakout on Oahu, they had lifted inter-island travel ban. And so people were, you know, coming, people had been cooped up for so long, they were coming here. And yeah, but the reality for us is this, is we have one hospital on our island, and we have, I think total we have 30 ICU beds. So we can't, it's not because we just couldn't, if any portion of our population really gets it, we can't, yeah, you get the idea, right? So you have to decide. I like to put the gusset on the, you know, I like to do it where the point, where it looks like a W. And I try to glue one side down, like just one. I find it works better if you glue like one side to the page at one time, and then do it the opposite way. So that's why I haven't been live streaming, you guys, because I was sharing my little my laptop with my little one, and you know, it was so important. They did musical theater camp via Zoom, and can I tell you, it was so cute. It was so cute. And, you know, it was nice. She got to be with her friends. You know, I don't know what it's going to be like for us in the months to come, but yeah, I've never felt like I was stuck on an island until now. And I've lived here a long time. I never felt like I was completely stuck, but I have lately. Okay, so then all you're going to do is just glue this to that side, and then it just works out better that way. Now, I've made whole books like this where there've just been storage, and guys, I'm to the dregs of my glue stick. How many of you guys have been doing the use it up thing? I've been trying to like buy very little and try to use up what I have. So, and I think I probably have enough craft supplies to last a million lifetimes. How about you guys? I will say I have been sewing a lot. I've been sewing. I've been doing some crocheting. I'm back to making metal work. For those of you that didn't know, I used to be a jeweler. I was a jeweler, a studio jeweler for a long time. That's how I made my living and supported myself. And so I'm back to like starting to do that again, because before long, that may be what I have to do. And I feel lucky that I didn't like totally. Do you guys ever go through phases of where you're like, I've done that for so long, and then you give away everything that you had to do with it? Okay, so that's like the 2-pocket accordion thing. And you could do it with wet glue. And I would suggest you let it completely dry before you stick a bunch of stuff in it. But, so that's the 2 accordion. You can really, believe it or not, you can really house a lot of collage material in these little pockets. Now I'll show you one that I did with a magazine. Hang on a sec. Let me read the chat a little bit. I'm missing all the chat. Okay. Your granddaughter is starting kindergarten, distance learning, and the school is providing her an iPad. Yes. Oh no. So today, that was a whole other thing. So today my day consisted of going down to the school. See, today my day consisted of going down to the school, and they they ask you, if you don't have they're also providing hotspots, but we have a computer, so we're golden, but they're providing that for everyone. And then they're also providing, you guys hear what I have to tell you is, it's so cool, is that they're providing lunch delivery, like how the school bus would do the route, if you want it. Isn't that cool? So here's one I made out of a magazine. That's what I'm saying. You can use anything for it. Okay. This is like just a regular magazine that I got here. It's like a throwaway magazine. And I have every possible thing. And, I did this when I traveled, back when we could travel, right? When I was traveling, because I loved to, when I was traveling, I went to South America a few years ago, several times, and traveled a bunch of different places. And I would get one of their magazines from there, like a tourist brochure or whatever. And I'd make one of these, and I would, just pile all the like menus and different things that I would get from when I was traveling. And then it's really easy to stick it in your suitcase, right? So I'm all about the trash thing. So you guys know me. It's like, and it's got to be, guys, it's got to be like fun. That's my whole thing, is it's got to be fun. So let me see what you guys are saying here. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. It is a cool use for a magazine. You guys, my favorite one to do it with is an Oprah magazine, and I have like multiples of them in Oprah magazines, but of course I didn't bring one close to me. Do you glue the magazine pages together on the inside? Yes, I do. You glue them like two, like, I don't know, can you see it, Elizabeth? You glue two magazine pages together, because magazines are kind of flimsy, right? 2 or 3. And then I did the other thing the same way as you would do the one I showed you before. And that's why I say it's really good to use the magazine that you've torn the pages out of for the, whatever these are called, the gussets. Is that what it's called? Yes, I glued the magazine, and I glued it to the front cover as well. I glued one of the pages to the front cover. It looks like one of these got stuck. You guys, I've had these in my, I have like a whole bin of them. And if you're really organized, which obviously I'm not nearly enough organized, you could, if you wanted to, write on the front what it is, you can. I've also sent Happy Mail like this. I've sent Happy Mail, like, especially if I was going to send somebody some painty papers or some anything, if you guys, Rosemary Morris's group has the best swaps. So if you guys are not part of her group, it's, the name's changed. It used to be called Trashy Junk Journals. I think it's called Flowish and Trashy Junk Journals, or Flow Journals and Trashy Junk Journals. Anyway, she has the best swaps over there. So if you guys are really into swapping, head over there and check it out. You'll love it. And she's really super creative, and I always feel inspired by her. So anyway, I participated in several, like, she'll have those Flow magazine, the Flowish style magazine, or Flowish style book swaps. And I've sent my partners things in these, because once you get it in, it's fairly flat, right? And I mean, and this has a ton of stuff in it. Like, look, I mean, this has some major pieces and cardboard and pictures, and you can put napkins. Like, this is one that I cut up that was like an envelope, cut it to make an envelope out of a front of a magazine. So, I mean, you can get a lot of stuff in it. So, I don't know. I've done that in her group. I've sent my swaps in this as well. Keeps them a little extra protected, and, it's super fun. And I've made it. I had one that was my favorite, and I couldn't find it. I was going to show it to you. Those little tiny magazines are like 4x6. Well, I got one that was like, I don't know, maybe it's here. I got one that was like a raisin. It was like all the most bizarre things to get. It was a raisin cookbook or something. And I made one with this raisin cookbook, and I carry it. I've had it. It usually sits on my desk. Of course, it's not here now. I've made it with that. It's super fun, super easy, cheap, right? Cheap. Doesn't cost a thing. What else was I going to share with you guys? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, good. Laura put it in there. Go join her group. It's called Trashy Flowish Junk Journals Facebook group. And if you guys want to swap, it is super fun. And her swaps are always amazing. And you're all about no spend around here. Oh, girl, tell me about it. You guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm all about no spend right now too. Although saying that, I spent money at the Defy auction. Hi, Rosie. So tell me, I want to hear what you guys are up to. I was going to show you. Of course, I didn't bring it in here. I love my life when I'm like, well, I got a couple cool things going on. My middle daughter is getting married. She just decided like they were going to wait. And then she decided after this whole pandemic, like, what is she waiting for? So we've been like, she's getting married like in like less than a month. And they just decided like, I don't know, last week or the week before, I don't know. Oh, thanks, Mary. So they're getting married. So I've been sort of like in the mom wedding dress mode thing, you know? And here, I'm going to make another one of those pockets while I've got you. You guys, I love this book. If you guys find one of these, they have them in all numbers, 7, 8, 9. And you can get them super cheap. I got mine from my local bookstore, but I think you probably find them online. I don't know why I love this book so much, but I do. It's such a great size. I'm going to make one of those pockets. Yeah, this book is like 5 by 7. So it's like a really good, hefty enough to carry it in your purse, right? So I'll make another one of those pockets while I'm hanging out with you guys. So she's getting married. So so she's like on it. She found a dress, and she's not a traditional kind of person. So she found a beautiful dress that she liked, and he's wearing a kilt, and they're getting married at a beautiful place, at like a farm, an organic farm. So, and then that's soon. So I've been doing that. So the only thing she really asked me to do was to make her wedding rings. So her older sister and I, my oldest daughter and I are going to make her wedding rings. What else have I been doing? I feel like I've been doing a million things and nothing at all. Does anybody else feel like that? So she's getting married, and let's see what else. And then my littlest one, she's turning 14 in like a week. I can't believe it. She's going into the 8th grade. She's turning 14. And that is, I don't know. She's our baby, you know? So it's like, what? So she's turning 14. My middle daughter's getting married. Now, I will be honest, I make mine thicker than probably you need to for the pocket in the back of the book. But I figure I'm taking stuff in and out of it all the time. Last thing I want to do is invest in all the time to fussy cut something and then it fall apart. But you do what works for you. These pages are a little thin, so even when I used it as a glue book, I glued them together. I glued a couple of them together. So besides getting married, let me see. My garden, you guys, my garden is a hit or miss. I have some eggplant, some green beans, a few tomatoes. Remember I told you guys I thought I had a mouse the last time I streamed? I thought I had a mouse in my garden because there was like somebody digging up and messing with the roots of my plant. No, you know what it was? Huge toads. Bye, Devin. Huge toads. Huge. I was like, oh my gosh. So they buried themselves in my plants. I was like, who is bothering the roots of my plant? Big toad. So, I don't know. I have some papaya and the tropical things grow well. The other stuff, I'm having a little bit of issues with it. I think the area that I live in is not cool enough. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but Hawaii has like, I don't know, Maui has, I think, 23 or 26 microclimates. And so you guys, it actually snows here, but not where I live, but up on the mountain where the volcano is. The one cool thing about this book is that all the signatures are sewn in, so it's not quite as difficult to take them out. But what you want to do is make sure that you're not taking out one of the pages that is going to loosen the other side. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense at all? I'm going to glue one more down, and then I'll tear out some more on the other side. So my garden was, you know, what do I have growing in there now? Some tomatoes, I have lots of herbs, tomatoes, all kinds of green beans, some eggplant, some squash, papaya, lilikoi. I have a pomegranate. Guys, I have a pomegranate tree. Can you believe that? My old job, they had a garden that had pomegranates in it, and I picked some before I left and ate them. We ate them, and then I planted the seeds. That's kind of cool. That's probably the coolest thing I have grown is the pomegranate. I don't know. I think if we continue along the road we're going, I think we're going to, like, here, we're eventually going to look to move. If we don't, we're trying to talk my partner's dad into coming to live with us, because I honestly don't know that I could live in the cold. You guys, I haven't lived in it in a really long time. Okay, so I have like 3 or 4 pages glued here. I'm going to do the same on this side and glue the same 3 or 4 pages. I haven't lived in the cold so long, I don't know if I could do it again. So we've been discussing it with his sister and brother, because they don't want to take, they really don't, there's certain people that are better at caregiving, and my partner is one of them. He's really amazing. And, my parents are gone. So I told him, I said, I took care of my parents, my sister and I did. And, if that's what you need to do, you need to do it, but we both thought, originally we thought we were going to go help him. And then COVID came, and you guys, we would have to, in order for my hottie to even go, we would have to go and quarantine for 2 weeks. He would go help his dad for a little bit and then come back and quarantine 2 weeks back here. And we don't have 28 days to quarantine. You know what I mean? You like Elmer's Extreme? I like Elmer's Extreme too. That's probably my favorite glue, but I'm trying to use up what I have. Okay, wait, what did you say? How do you avoid ripping out the sheets that aren't connected to the other? You just kind of look at it. And the other thing is, you don't have to rip them all the way out to there. You could cut them and then just glue them over. Like, you could cut them this way if you think you might rip out more pages. But once you actually get the accordion part in there, it's not going to come apart. Yeah, so so that we've been trying to do that. His dad, his memory is not totally gone. Like, he just doesn't have short-term memory right now. And so, and I don't know. My partner's convinced that if we got him to come and live with us and he ate a better diet, and, that it would really help. So, I believe him. I'm going to, because this book, I've made this before in this book, I'm going to put a piece of masking tape in here. You don't have to, but I know how hard I am on books, and if I'm going to use on it for the next, if I'm going to use it for the next 2 years like I used the other one. It's tough. It is tough with aging parents. You guys, my parents were much older when they had me. So I was always, my mom, think about it. My mom was in her 30s when she had me. Okay, guys, I'm 56. So my mom was in her 30s when she had me. That was old. My dad was in his 40s when they had me. And I have one younger sister. So the only reason I'm taping it, and you don't have to do this, is because I know how hard I am on I use this book, this collage book, so much. I mean, look at the difference in the size of it. You can see. Do you see how fat it got? You don't want to live in the cold either. It's terrible, you guys. I think I'm a wimp. I think I'm really a wimp for the cold weather. And I used to live in the cold weather, and I loved it. But, guys, yeah, not now. Now, this book has really thin pages, so what I'm going to do for my accordion is I'm going to glue, like, 2 of them together, and then do the accordion part. You don't normally have to do it, but this is like, can you see? I don't know if you can see, but you can. It's really, it's thin. It's a thin paper. Yeah, so we've been trying to talk him into that. So the problem is this: he has a girlfriend. Okay, his dad's in his 80s. He's got a girlfriend, and they don't really live together. They kind of do. He kind of stays at her house. She doesn't like his house because his dad was a big animal veterinarian, and he was also an avid bow hunter, like bow and arrow hunter. So he has like, you guys, he's got like turkeys and like like their stuff. What do you call that? I mean, taxidermy, but they have a name for it. A mount. Okay, he has turkeys and all kinds of things like that mounted, and his. I mean, it is kind of freaky, especially if that's not your life, right? So he's been staying with her, but the problem is that he can't really drive anymore. And she gave him an ultimatum that said, if you can't drive, then we can't live together. Because she didn't want to have to take care of him, which I don't blame her. But she doesn't want to have to take care of him, and he doesn't want to leave her. But he lives in a house that has, he fell and hit his head. He lives in a house that has like a really steep driveway. And I don't know, it was last year or the year before. It was snowing so hard, and he's out there shoveling snow and like ridiculous, and hit his head. And so they think that he was having some memory issues, but they think that the concussions that he's had from the fall has made it worse. So it's like, say a prayer for me, guys. There's no easy solution. Like his sister's like, go and live with them, go to Hawaii, and so anyway, he can't really drive anymore. And thank goodness his car recently broke down, and his sister has refused to get it fixed, which is good because we've all been telling, it's hard. It's like we love him so much and we want him to have the best quality of life, and nobody wants to upset him. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to glue this together. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Sheepins. How are you? Snow is evil. You guys, I used to love it, but my body just can't do it. You guys, it's so ridiculous. I told you the whole story when I got that job that we were trying to buy a house, and they told me that I needed to have a W-2. Like I had to have a paycheck, even though I've been working for myself forever. But I had to have a paycheck. And so then I took a job, and then I had to wear closed-toed shoes. And you guys, I hadn't really worn closed-toed shoes in a really long time. My feet were not happy. Caregiving is not for everyone. And trust me, I am in no way, shape, or form criticizing those that don't do it. Oh, so the other key is that, okay, so see how you want to make your accordion part the same size as your paper this way. Does that make sense? It is really difficult. And you have to have a temperament for it, and not everybody does. And I think some of us feel guilty if we don't have that temperament, but my partner, he has the temperament. I don't know that I do it. I have the temperament 100% of the time because his dad does drive me a little crazy, but you know what? It's his dad. And, I did it for my parents, and I've never, ever, ever want somebody to tell me I couldn't, So I would never say anything to him. He can do whatever he needs to do, and we'll all support that. So, yeah. So his dad's not driving, but his dad is very active, like very active. Like he likes to hike, and he's just really super active. And I don't know that his current situation is allowing as much activity as he needs. So because he's almost like a little kid, like our kids when they get like stir crazy. Like one day I called him and I go, "What are you doing?" He was like, he was so funny. He's like, "I'm sitting on my butt in the yard pulling out dandelions. I'm sick of them." Hi, Barb. Oh, Barb, happy birthday. You guys say happy birthday to Barb. I missed Barb. I missed your birthday. I am so sorry. Everybody say happy birthday to Miss Barb Owen, one of my favorite YouTube artists. You guys say hi. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barb. Happy birthday to you and many more. I'm sorry I missed your birthday. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to glue these little, I'm going to do it in the shape of an M, or M going inside. I missed your birthday. It was a crazy day. Oh, girl, when I get back to streaming, I'll share some of my most ridiculous. You guys, I have had, oh my God, guys, I've had the most ridiculous. I cannot even express to you the ridiculousness that I've experienced. It's like, you're just like, hello. What did somebody tell me today? I was talking to one of my friends today, and he said that my life, he said, I think your life is like a Kafka, a Kafka story. I was like, is that an insult or, oh, but I'll tell you one funny anecdote. So because we're remote learning, so you guys know I had sent my daughter to Montessori school. That's where she was going. And it's expensive. It's like $15,000 a year to go to Montessori school. But she had this is my littlest daughter, the one that'll be 14. Now, this is the other thing is that some of them, like when you tear your pages, they may not all be, see how like one of them is longer than the other? Just make sure that you can cut it off at the top, but just make sure that it's wedged down in here good. That's more important than the top part. You can always trim the top. So she decided at the end of last year that because we did remote learning for like 3 months, since from March until school was out in June. How long is that? Oh gosh, almost 4 months. Anyway, she decided that it was her choice. She said, Mom, I don't want to go back. If we're not going to have live classes, I don't want to go back. Because you guys know Montessori school is all about it's like sort of student-driven curriculum, right? Well, they were kind of treating her like she was in high school, and it was a little bit insane, I will agree. So we just found out, so I was just going to homeschool her until we found out that all of Hawaii was going to do remote learning. And so we signed up for our local public school. She's in the 8th grade, and I don't know where she'll go to high school next year. She may go to, we have a Waldorf school here, so she may go to that. Now I'm going to let it thoroughly dry before I cut it off. But do you see, it was the same exact pages, but these are a little bit bigger than the others. Do you get? So I'll wait till it totally dries. But that's my like accordion pocket. So she decided, I firmly believe, like after having this, my 3rd child, if she's not committed to it, I'm not going to. It's a waste of money for her not to be committed, right? $15,000. So I went to sign her up. This is how backwards. So when you guys think, okay, Hawaii is so like, I don't know. There's a little backwards here, okay? And we've gone to public school, and I have nothing against public school or any. You have to do what works for you. Like our daughter, she was in public school until she was in the 6th grade. Anyway, so I go to the school and I give them all our stuff. And you get this form, you guys, and on it says you have to bring your child's birth certificate, your ID, your mortgage, a mortgage statement or a rental agreement, your utility bills. And it's much more than, I used to live in New York City, and that was definitely part of the thing there, because some of the schools they're good in New York, some of them in some certain areas. So I go and I take all this stuff, and they ask you for, I can't even remember, immunization records and I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. So I gathered everything I could together and I made sure I had it, and I go there. Okay, ready? So you have to wait in line, and there's like, they go to me, they say to me, okay, so give them my papers, and then they say, bye, Cindy. I give them my papers, and then they say, the lady, looks at my rental agreement, my lease. Now we live in a house. I've told you guys before. We live in Hawaii. A lot of people live in multifamily units, and we live in one of those houses. We live in the main house, but there is a back house, and because everything is on one electric meter, one water meter, one everything, we don't have a utility bill. It is just included in our rent. So she asked me for my utility bills. Now on my lease, it says my name, and it started, and it tells you the price, and really big right next to it, it says all utilities included. So the lady's like standing there, and she's like, I need your utility bills. I said, I don't have any utility bills. But I said, I brought a W-2 form. I brought my bank statement. I brought my car insurance and everything, any bill that I would have gotten to this house, right? And she's like, she's standing there, and she's like, no, it needs to be a bill from something that's in the house. And I'm like, okay, but I can't, like, our utilities are included. So like, what other thing could be in the house? She goes, well, like a phone bill. You guys, maybe some of you have landlines, but when was the last time you've ever had a landline? Or, you know what I mean? I said, well, we don't have a landline. So anyway, go round and round. She's just the clerk. She's got to go take it all to the register. Meanwhile, this other lady walks in, and she like is right after me, and she says, I'm going to take your papers to the register, and I'll be back, and I'll tell you if they're going to approve it. You guys, they were asking for stuff like, it makes you feel like, I don't know, like it's ridiculous. I know, right? So, so I'm like standing there, and my poor hottie's with me, and I'm just like, he's so zen. He goes, yeah, welcome to Hawaii. So anyway, I'm like trying to explain to the lady here, a W-2, like you can take a W-2 to the DMV and they'll use that as your proof of residency, right? Or I took my tax return, whatever it was, right? So anyway, the lady comes, so the one lady next to me walks in, and, you know, she goes up to the registrar's thing, and she says, I'm still waiting if they're going to take me or not. It's a little crazy. It is a little invasive, Renee. So I'm waiting. I mean, but they're asking you for the proof of where you live. And I'm thinking, this is not New York City, where if you go to PS6, or PS3, you want those two schools. It's not like I'm living on the Lower East Side, but I'm trying to lie and say I'm living on the Upper East Side to get in, right? The lady in front, thank God she walked in. All I can just say is the divine has great humor. So the lady walks in, and she says, I need to register my daughter for school. And they said, well, and she had the form. She goes, here's a form. And then she gives her records. And she's just transferring from one side of the island to the other, you know, kind of like us, except we were in private school. The lady goes, we need a proof of residency. And the lady says, I'm houseless. And the lady goes, well, you need proof of residency. You need to prove that you live in our district. And she said, I'm houseless. And Hawaii was sued, I don't know how many years ago, because there are people that live on the beach and that are houseless. And they were sued for discrimination. So the lady, so here they've been giving me a hard time because I don't have a utility bill. And here's a lady who's saying, basically, I'm homeless, you know? And she says, well, they're going to be living with their grandparents, and their grandparents live here. And then the woman's like, well, are the grandparents a legal guardian? And she's like, no, I'm the legal guardian, but I'm houseless. With that, the registrar came right out, and she goes, I make copies of all your paperwork. You're just fine. So it was like, you know, I said, thank goodness she walked in. They were going to give me a hard time because I don't have a utility bill. But, you know, it's real, you guys. And my partner was like, he was like, that was so surreal. I said, it was. It was very surreal. It was very surreal. It is kind of a pain, but, you know, I don't know, you guys. I think at this point in time, everybody is going through so much, right? When you can be like a little kinder, a little more gentle, you can do your part that way, right? You do it. But so that's how my days have been going. I know it's weird, but it's like the lady didn't have to give me a hard time about not having a utility bill. She had a lease in her hand. She had other avenues, right? Yeah, it's serious, but you know, it's like we never think about we just think sometimes we get stuck in a box, right? This is my job and I've got to do my job, never thinking that the box is, it's like this, like an accordion file, right? It can expand and contract, right? Yes. So after that, and the lady was so sweet when we left out of the, so then the lady that was telling them that she's houseless, she said, so if we're going remotely, why are you giving me all this trouble? She said, this is the woman that said she was homeless or houseless, as she put it. She said, if we're going remotely, why are you giving me so much trouble? Does my daughter have to be registered to go to school anywhere? And then I think the light bulb went off in the registrar's mind, because they get paid per child, schools do. And she said, well, yes, she does, because she won't be able to get her assignments. And then the woman said, but you're giving me a hard time. And I'm telling you, she's going to live with my mom, who lives in this district. That's where we're staying right now. We don't have a permanent residence. And the woman, I guess, I don't know what went off, clicked in her head, but it was like you could see, like, suddenly something shifted. And she just said, just bring the paperwork, just bring her birth certificate and her immunization records, and you're golden. We'll just get all of her other stuff transferred from the other school. But I'm just saying, it was so just present, right? And I was like, whoa, right? You're right, Renee. We fit in no boxes. Period. 0 boxes. And thinking is so rigid. And this whole pandemic has made all of us, at least on my tiny island, become more like a family. Like, you check on your neighbor. You put a note on your neighbor's door. Maybe they're not your favorite person and you're not their favorite person, but if you haven't seen them for a few days, you put a note on the door to say, hey, are you okay? Do you need anything? Like my older daughter, who happens to be here, I'm so lucky, she made this enormous pork, like she made a roast, right? But it was a huge one. And she said, I'm going to go down to the neighbors, like 3 doors down. There's an elderly couple that live there. And she goes, I'm going to ask them if they would like some. And I thought, wow, you know what I mean? Like, wow, that I didn't ask her to. I didn't ask her, but it's like, she's aware. Like, I do go down and check on them to see if they're okay. If I don't see them for a few days, do you need anything from the grocery store? That kind of thing, right? It's like, you're just trying to be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Yeah, Arlene says, why does our current society love labels and categories so much? I don't know. You're glad all your kids are grown. I hear you. Wow. It took 6 weeks for you to get your car registration? Well, they were kind of good about that here. They weren't, usually they're really sticklers about it, but they're okay with that here. I'm just saying, like, we're living in a new reality. We're all like navigating this reality, right? At least it feels like it to me. So anyway. Well, is Miss Meridel Abrams, are you coming back on? Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I've missed you a lot, and I'm going to try to get back to doing some live streaming. I just have you're here? Oh, good. Well, put your link in. Are you heading back over to stream for a little while? I'm sorry if it got heavy. I wasn't trying to make it heavy. I was just explaining to you guys, like, this is the reality. And, I found it a little actually comical, because here they are, like, trying to make me do something that I can't produce something I don't have, Joni says her son just moved to Virginia and he called to get an appointment at the DMV and he can't get one until November. Wow. I've missed you too. Sam, I have a package coming your way, girl. I haven't forgotten. It's in my crafty space. Hi, Jilly. So I think Miss Meridel is going to go and do some streaming. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hi, Ash. I've missed you guys. You have no idea. It's just been real. Oh, Kathy Berg, we have such craft room envy. You guys go back and watch the hop. And everybody give Miss Meridel Abrams a big round of applause. She has tirelessly put these hops together, and I think we'll have another one next month as well. I don't know what the subject matter will be, but I'm grateful that I'm included, and I'm grateful that you guys are all my peeps and hanging out, and I appreciate it. Thumbs up, you guys. I really appreciate it. And like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'm going to try to do I have been working on some kind of secret projects that I'm hoping to share with you guys soon. I just haven't had like a full-on quiet house to do it. I'm so happy to see you, Norma. Bye, Mary Lou. I love you guys. Bye, Laura, the Jersey Crafter. If you guys haven't hung out in her crafty bubble, go over, like, and subscribe. Hi, Janet. Big hugs. I love you guys so much, and I'm wishing you guys just a lot of love and peace in your life. And, you know, as my mom said, it is never too late. So if you're not being and doing what you want, start this minute. And you can make some trashy craft like me. Oh, I love you guys. So head on over to Mary's. Mary, put your link in there one more time. Hi, Cheshire. So I'm happy to see you. Yeah, the wedding's going to be small. I'll let you guys know. It's kind of comical. It'll be good. It'll be good fun. I just have to make the rings and the cake. Other than that, I'm golden. And because we can only have 10 people, you know, they have us quarantined only 10 people, only 10 max. So, oh, big hugs. T Friday, tell me your first name. Hi, Jen. How are you? I'm sorry for those I didn't see. Hi, Sharon. Oh, yes. Okay, you guys. Yeah, let's all put Lizzie Brewer's grandson, Jeffrey, in our prayers. We love our Lizzie Brewer. She is so, I love her. She definitely, Therese, awesome. Yeah, Lizzie, let's put Lizzie Brewer's grandson in our prayers. Definitely, Jeffrey. He needs it. Great job, Anne. I have a little craft room in your house too, Anne. Anne's so organized. If only my craft stash was that small. And you gave some great tips, Jersey. I'm going to have to do the rolling fabric thing like you did, your thing. I don't, mine's all in like a big bucket. Oh, big hugs, Lori. I miss you guys so much. You have no idea. Well, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Hopefully I won't be sharing. I won't be needing to share my computer with a 13-year-old anymore. I'm happy to see you guys. I'm so happy to see you. Thumbs up, you guys. I really appreciate it. And I don't know what next month's hop's going to be, but it'll be fun. 3 years is small, but you still need to girl, you guys, I've purged, but I haven't purged enough. Bye, Scrap Chick. Bye, Mary. Big hugs. You guys head on over to Meridel. Hey, Jersey, you want to put Meridel's link back in there, if you could? You missed my streams and my woo-woo. Well, Denise, I might come back in a little bit. I'm gonna go have a quick bite to eat. I miss you guys. I miss you too, Sherry. I may come back and do a little. I've been working on a collage book for a while. I may come back and collage in a little bit. For those of you late night crafters where you are, for me, it's only 3:45 here. Bye, ladies. Love you, Ash. Bye, Sharon. And for those of you that want a collage, please. Yeah, well, I have one I've been working on. So maybe I just got to have a bite to eat. I haven't had anything to eat. I've just had a crazy, weird day. So it's been a ridiculous day. I've had such a ridiculous day. I can't even tell you. So I'm going to catch a bite. And I think Mary's going to be on for a little while, and I might come back. Okay, there's Meridel's. There you go. It's only 5 hours. It's only 5 hours later where you are, Therese. Where do you live? Teresa, where do you live? Yeah, I'll try to come back. I love you, Bet. Love you, Poe. Alabama. Yeah, it's like 3:42 here. So awesome. All right, my lovelies, big hugs, lots of love to you. And if I can come back and stream in a little bit, I will. I'm just going to grab a quick bite, and everybody head over to Meridel's and have a chat with her. She's always so fun. All right, love you guys. All right. Aloha.